Hey everybody, I am back with another agent partner of mine and an interview that we're going to do. Angie Gerber is a partner of mine in Minnesota. Again, you guys have heard from a few of my Minnesota partners already. As you know, that is my hometown. That is where I grew my real estate career. So I have a lot of great partners there in the great state of Minnesota. Angie is a little bit unique in how she and I decided to be in partnership together. So I'm super excited to talk about why we've partnered together, what we're doing, and if it resonates with any of you, hopefully you'll feel comfortable giving us a shout, because there's a lot of really cool things that we're doing. We found out after our very first appointment that we had a lot in common. We really wanted to succeed through others. We'd been on a path of selling real estate and doing all the things and learning how to do that successfully, but really where our passion lies is in the success through others. And so also having our own personal transformations and personal growth has led to us want to help other people do that. So it's been a really cool relationship so far. And before we dive into that, Angie, tell everybody just a little bit about yourself, kind of how long you've been in real estate, how you got into it, what you did, and then kind of just generally what you're doing today. And then we'll dive into those details together.
Perfect. Thank you, Cari.
Yeah.
So I became a licensed real estate agent 10 years ago. And I've always had a servant heart. I've always been in some sort of a customer role where I can show up and really impact. And I thought, what better way than when it kind of just was an opportunity that crossed my path. I couldn't sleep. I was so excited. I was just like, oh my gosh, I could do this, because as you know, in a lot of corporate 9 to 5, many of them have ceilings, and I was feeling that. I'd been at my career for 13 years, and I just knew that there was more for me, and my dedication and my devotion could be better used, somewhere else. And so I jumped into real estate. I left again, 13-year career, 401k, 6 weeks paid vacation to 100% commission. And just that's how much I knew that this was my next step. I joined a friend of mine's high producing team. So I got right into production. It was one of those things where, coming from corporate, it was a good transition to this team because it was not for everyone. And yet, because I didn't know what I didn't know, I was, wet behind the ears, as they say. They got to kind of train me however they wanted. So we were in the office every day. We were script practicing every day. I did cold calls for sale by owner, just listed, just sold, expired, canceled, you name it, door knocked. I mean, I did all the things that many agents are just not wanting to do. And because I didn't know any better, so I just jumped in and did whatever they told me to do. And very quickly had a very successful real estate business. I mean, I was able to help hundreds of clients. I was primarily a buyer's agent in the beginning, and just showed up and loved it. Loved everything I did, loved the customers, the clients, the prospecting. And then, you have different things that happen in your life. And I actually hit a personal rock bottom in 2017, where I became someone I just didn't recognize anymore, was alcohol. I actually just had 7 years yesterday, so all good there. Really excited. But in that journey, I hired my first coach or mentor. And by the end of the first year of coaching, I was just like, whoa, okay, so real estate's fantastic and I love it. And yet my passion and purpose found me of coaching and being able to have the shifts and have just the different perspective and just, completely remove blocks and be able to transform over time of who you are and what you're doing. And then by the grace of God, I was able to combine the two, because at one point in time, I'm like, I love real estate and I know I want to coach. And I was able to mentor agents for about 2 years at a local brokerage here. And it was a phenomenal experience and I loved it. And then enter Cari, where we had this amazing call. We met for coffee for an hour, which turned into 2.5 hours. And I knew again right away, because you just know the truth. You can feel it when you hear the truth, it. And I just knew I had to partner with you, to be able to partner with you at EXP, show up, come from contribution, pour into agents, pour into people, take all of this information that I have and the, year after year after year, setting these goals and making them, if not exceeding them, and just hitting them year after year. And so many agents are stuck. And so many agents are in their own way. And so many agents have the blinders of how to actually do this. And the opportunity to partner with you and do this for agents and show up at this high level, I knew it was something I couldn't pass up.
Yeah, it was a really, really powerful conversation because we realized we had so many similarities. You were a little bit after me, but I mean, I went through a full personal transformation after hitting rock bottom too. It wasn't alcohol for me, but it was a transformation of my whole life. Because it doesn't matter what we use to kind of numb out the reality. I was really using work, to numb out life because I just couldn't figure out how to do both well. And I wasn't feeling successful in one of those areas. So we all pick something, to make us feel better when we don't know what else to do. And oftentimes it's because we're living our mind and we're not actually, living our life. And that you learned that through your coaching. And I actually had a coach that helped me through a lot of that. How do you stop living your mind? How do you stop believing your thoughts? How do you start living the life you actually want? And so many entrepreneurs go down that path in some way, shape, or form, all a little bit different journeys. But when you find somebody who's gone through a personal transformation and has gone to the other side, it's always a journey. We're always still transforming and getting better. But really making a cognizant effort and a purposeful change, it's pretty cool because now you and I, as we talk to agents who really need and want to do that, we've been there. We understand what that looks like. We understand the hard work, but we also understand the reward that comes. And we understand that how when you transform your life, your business will always be transformed too, because business is just part of your life, right? So as you get better as a human, your business is going to get better too. And so when we identified that we had all those things in common and that belief system, and also really having a desire to help other people through that, I think that was where we realized, wow, we could do this together and people could really have an awesome experience. And then of course, the EXP platform just allows us to do that. It's a platform that just allows us to pour into other people and our lives are transformed because it's a true success through others. We don't have to take the money from our clients or from our partners. Rather, we get paid by the company. The company honors us for showing up for people, but it's what you and I do. We want to show up for people. So it's like a perfect fit. So with that though, I want to talk a little bit about it. So you've serviced clients throughout the Twin Cities metro area at a high level. You got into real estate. You did the hard work that a lot of realtors don't want to do. So that I think makes you a great coach because you showed up, you overcame the fear, you cold called, you door knocked, you did the things that agents are like, no, I can't do it. You knew the script. So you can absolutely encourage and coach people through the tacticals of that, which I think is very important because there's a lot of people out there that haven't done that. And if you haven't done it, you can't coach to it, in my humble opinion. And then secondarily speaking, the mentorships and the coaches you've had, and then the certifications and learning how to coach to those things in the way of mindset and getting yourself to do the things that you should do, but you can't. It's just a unique combo, I think. And so I know, of course, you know them, but I know many people in the Twin Cities metro at different brokerages that you've had the pleasure of coaching that are now top agents because you have had people pour into you and you've taken that and poured into other people as a mentor and a coach. And it has absolutely transformed their lives and their businesses. And they're giving you testimonials. Almost everybody that you introduced me to, they're like, oh my gosh, I wouldn't be where I am if it weren't for Angie. And so the one thing that I want people to understand is that Angie's like me. If somebody partners with her, she shows up for them because that's what we do. We do what we say we're going to do. And we get so much joy and satisfaction succeeding through others that this is what brings us energy. We want to do this. It's not a job. You always say, Angie, we don't have to.
We get to.
We get to. It's different when you literally feel like I get to do this. Of course, it's what we want to do. We're grateful that we get to do it. So when it comes to our group in Minnesota, it's been really fun to watch. Although Angie, you coach and work with people all across the country, just like I do. Yes. Which is really cool. EXP gives us the platform we can be in partnership with anybody anywhere. And we can spend time on Zoom. We can spend time on phone. We can talk to them weekly. You have weekly calls. We do one on Mondays, actually. at noon Central every Monday to start people's weeks off
Mhm.
right with market update and motivation and mindset. But you do other calls too. Do you want to share a little bit about what those are? And and anybody can join these, right, Ange?
Yeah, anywhere, and it's not even necessarily specific to realtors. I mean, I
Yeah.
am one, and I definitely can help
Yes.
them get from where they are to where they want to be. But I
Yeah.
help people, women and men in many industries.
Mhm.
I actually am just starting where I have my elite coaching calls. Obviously, we can do that as well. I have goal setting workshops. And what's been weighing on my heart since November that I just decided I'm going to do it and go for it is 2022 weekly shift your awareness call. And it really is for anyone. And it's something that I wanted to make the information because I hired Bob Proctor as my first coach. And he's one of the top in the industries. I mean, he passed away about 2 years ago, but his legacy definitely lives on. And through all of us, I'm a consultant of his. So it's taking all that information like you touched base on about, how you can show up differently and have a shift in your awareness and the perspective, and everything can change. And if I can do it, I know anyone can. So I started a weekly call where people can come on, and it's $99 a month. And it's weekly just to tap in, to get a reset, to understand, it can come with questions or, if you're not understanding something specifically. And I know it works. Again, you've heard many,
Yeah.
many of the testimonies of people. And I think energetically, whether I'm showing up to coach real estate agents, chiropractors,
Mhm.
small business owners, it's all energetics, and it's
Yeah.
all about how we choose to show up and what we think. So I love what you say, and what I learned from you is you say there's really not any business problems that aren't solvable. Those are all solvable,
Right.
and it's all the stuff that comes from our personal life and just spews over into our business that cause and wreak so much of the havoc. So it's
Mhm.
really about taking these blinders that we all have and peeling them off back and just being able to look around and really do it from a different perspective. And I just wanted to be able to show up and help and get this information that Bob taught me into anyone's hands, and not necessarily at the elite coaching level and
Right.
price tag, just as big as of an impact, but in a group coaching session
So it's more
and an
affordable. Yeah.
opportunity. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, it's super affordable. What's really cool, and we're doing this in our areas, we're bringing a multitude of business owners together with the real estate professionals that we're partnered with, and we're pouring into all of them and helping all of them. And then they start to help each other, and they gain relationships, and they give and receive referrals. And so I think it's really cool when we can surround ourselves with like-minded people. The people showing up to these calls are like-minded, and then really being poured into together, and then inviting your best referral partners, inviting your clients who are business owners. I mean, what a cool opportunity to be able to learn and grow alongside people that you have a relationship with, that will build a relationship further, that will help you both grow your businesses further in a whole bunch of ways. And
Yeah.
those are the types of unique things that we get to do here with the EXP platform. We have the ability to do all of these things and then bring it back together to the people that do want to partner with us in real estate, because
Mhm.
many of our sphere and friends are in the real estate industry, because that's where we are.
Mhm.
And so when you join us, you partner with us, it isn't a team with high splits. It is complete autonomy. It's just really a network of people pouring into each other, coaches like Angie and myself that pour into our people, meeting a couple times a month so we have the camaraderie, but still maintaining the independence and keeping more of our own money, but doing it in a way where we also feel like we're growing as human beings and we're more fulfilled. That's
Yeah.
Angie's passion. That's my passion. And it's much better when we can link arms and do it together than try to do it by ourselves. So that's why we decided to be in business together.
Absolutely. And that's a great point for anyone that joins me and I pour into. I mean, those calls are free. I show up obviously if you're collaborating with us, if you're in here and if we're growing together. And it's just part of the benefit of one of the many benefits of joining us in this collaborative effort that we're, putting out there and really wanting to shift anyone and everyone that joins and do it together.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And by the way, that is if you are a solo agent, solo entrepreneur in real estate, if you are a team leader in real estate, if you're a broker owner in real estate and you're looking at, okay, the market's changing, the industry's changing, I need to change because if nothing changes, nothing changes. Angie says that all the time, and it's so true. But things are changing around us. And so people are realizing that I need to change too. And I got to provide more and better for my people. If you are a leader, Angie and I love partnering with leaders because we kind of become like additional partners and staff members that you get to tap into for your agents, for yourself without, it doesn't cost you anything. And as a solo agent, so often we feel like we're islands on our own, and we don't want to join a team. We don't want to have our independence taken away. So you don't have to. You can just be part of the collaborative group and still do your own thing, but still have support, still have good relationships, still have coaching, still have the things that you like about being on a good team, but it's not a team. So it's kind of, a collaborative group of a bunch of different people doing different things with different goals, but with a common mindset of collaboration over competition, a common mindset of personal growth through business success, and people that just like to, grow and be better and hang around people that do the same. So if you're in Minnesota or anywhere across the country, I wanted to introduce you to Angie. If you're in any industry, I've got friends in all different industries, so many that are entrepreneurs. Angie's coaching is phenomenal. We're going to put all of her contact information at the end of this video. You can see testimonials. You can hear about her coaching program. It really is, if you feel like you need a mindset shift, if you need to come from a different perspective to be able to change your business, change your life, this is the type of coaching I would highly recommend. And she certainly would be willing to share it with you. So please don't hesitate to reach out. If you are someone who's been thinking, I need some new partners in business, I'm in real estate, I want to take it to the next level. I know I'm getting in my own way. I can't really afford coaching, or I really don't want to pay high coaching, but I want some partners. I don't want to join a team, but I want some collaboration. We might be somebody that you would find to be a fit. So just reach out to us. We're very low key. We don't know if you're a fit, but we don't know until we talk. So we're very happy to do conversations without obligation. Angie and I truly enjoy it. And both of us at this point are focusing on our agent partners and our clients. We don't do much else. We are really, really focused on this because it is our passion. So you really get people who are fully vested and not spreading themselves too thin out there competing against you either. And so that makes us a bit unique. So any final thoughts, Ange?
Well, and I think that you just said it so perfectly. And that is one of the reasons why after our first initial call, I knew instantly is that it can be done differently. And when you say that it's changing, it's truly changing. And the fact that you're showing up and I partnered with you and we are truly giving 110% to our business partners and not charging them anything, that blew my mind. And I thought that was just so amazing, the opportunity, because I was on a team for years and I had a broker split. I had a team split. And then by the end, and then your CAPI starts, you're like, no, and to have like all of the value and all of the things that I learned from the team and I paid dearly for through my commission. And yet I know it's part of my journey and I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't have all this knowledge and information, that it was so, so worth it. And if I can do that for you and not have to charge you anything and collapse your time to be successful, or if you're getting in your own way, I mean, my mind was blown, and it still is. And I still pinch myself. I get to do this. And you can do the same. And it's just phenomenal. And I'm so grateful to be here and be part of it. And all I want to do is continue to give back and pour into others.
Yeah, you're right. I love that you said that. We're grateful to have you part of the group. I mean, you've added so much to it. People are just blown away, and the partners I know are getting so much success. The thing about it is that the industry has changed. The way we had to do it before was exactly the way you described it. I, grew large teams, and there were a lot of pieces of the pie that had to be split up. The reality is that the industry has changed, and there are companies that have come into the industry, just like always, to disrupt, that have made a different opportunity. So we're all grateful for the things that we had. That doesn't mean we have to keep doing them, especially if it means that it is, you know, not creating the legacy and or the financial future for our families, which is obviously all of our first priorities. It has to be. And so the cool thing is there are some new ways to do this now. And now that we know there's a new way, we can move forward and take the next step. So we're looking for happy people that have been happy with what they have been able to be provided, but they're also knowing that there is something next for them, and that they can do more, they can be more, and they can start, you know, really creating that future for their family. They can actually start looking to a true exit strategy. They can actually, keep more of their own money in the meantime and reinvest it, that they can make money on their money, that they can save money on their healthcare, that they don't have to pay their broker much. And in Minnesota, I do want to bring this up because most people don't know this, Angie, and we are having a lot of Minnesota people watch us. In Minnesota, this is very, very unique because if you are doing a fair amount of transactions, keeping your entire broker admin commission can add $10,000, $5,000, $15,000 to your pocket, which essentially pays for your entire cap, or half of your cap immediately. If you start saving money on healthcare, that might help you save half of your cap. Pretty soon, it doesn't take long for you to go, wow, as a business owner, I'm actually keeping all of my money. And in the best case scenario, which doesn't take long for many of us, we're actually paid to be here. And so it's taking back our business as entrepreneurs. And after being in the business for 24 years, I'm just really passionate about that because I want people to be able to have options and not have to chase every real estate transaction for the rest of their life. Because many of us have had to do that for a lot of years. So that's where the passion comes from. It isn't for everyone. We're not for everyone, Angie. I wish we were, but we are for a lot of people and we're having a ton of fun doing it. So if this resonates with you, Angie, and I would love to talk with you. Angie, thank you for being part of it. Thanks for your time today. We'll have all of Angie's information at the end. If you want information on her coaching program, whatever industry you're in, if you want to talk about EXP partnership, or anything else, or just join our free call on Mondays, all of that information will be here for you guys. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.